Hey guys, welcome back. We're actually finally talking about the keto diet. I actually shot a whole bunch of footage today. I'll show you a little bit of it. It didn't work out. My audio shut down on me. So I'm gonna have to go through that. I have a Kamika and it's really nice little, well, I'm actually using it right now, little audio system, but I found out I had the tape on the underneath where it charges, and I assume it died on me, and I didn't know that. So anyways, we're gonna have to do it in my studio. So talking about the keto diet, and it's not gonna be a finale. We'll talk about other things as it comes up. But, and sorry, I apologize for the glasses. I don't have a soft box yet, so I'm actually, if you guys wanna see it, I'm using this light right here. Kind of shine some light in my face, but it's pretty bright. So you guys can actually see me because I don't have enough lighting right now. So yeah, we went for a walk. We're talking about the keto diet. I told you guys I was gonna bring that up again. The main thing is I am starting to slowly turn into that low carb, like I said to everyone I wanted to get to. So it is the keto diet in my, I guess, interpretation of it is a means to an end, and the end's kind of starting to fizzle out, which is good. That's the goal. And so I'm getting close to just doing low carb, and I think everyone should be low carb, whether it's like 50 to 70 carbs a day, no more than that. I was always eating 15, and my gosh, it was super simple, and I ended up losing probably 76 pounds altogether. I'll have to look it up. I think it was exactly 238 when I started, maybe 236, and I definitely hit 166, but at that time it just was too light. Now when you see me in my last post, that was in Brainerd Lake, and I was about 170 exactly, and that's just about as thin as I'd want to get. And I felt fabulous, but just the muscle wasn't there. Just wasn't strong, and I like being a big guy, so I'm like, you know what? We're gonna switch it up a little bit. I'm gonna start adding a little bit of carbs. And people don't realize with protein, you have to have carbs because to fuel the actual muscle tissue, you need a fuel source to get it to that efficiently, and you need sugars. And so when you get carbs in, you get slow burning sugars that burn that, or to bring those proteins, whether it's amino acids or protein itself, to the muscle tissue and start building when you're sleeping. So, you know, everyone knows the basics. You lift, you rip muscle, you eat the proper nutrition, you sleep, and then that muscle rebuilds, and then it's like paper mache. You just constantly, every single day, eventually months and months over time, you start molding yourself, which is the muscle part. And that's what I wanted. I wasn't getting that with keto, wasn't getting the gains I really wanted. So I started doing low carb, and I'm talking still very low. I was doing about 30 to 40 grams per day, and I started feeling really good. And the other downside to doing keto and my 2 workouts a day, and everyone knows I do that, I was starting to get like low blood sugar, and a lot of it was on me. I'm just doing too much at once. So I didn't want to give up the whole lifting lifestyle. Everyone asked me about it. I go to every lunch, besides 2 times in 8 or 9 months, I can't remember when I've been doing this. I go out in the courtyard, I eat 3 minutes, my lunch, that's all I get, and then I get about 17 minutes to work out, and then the rest is either get in the locker room and take a shower, or just get dressed if I'm not sweaty. So literally that's my routine every day. Monday through Friday at work, rush out there, eat something real quick, protein diet of some sort, and then just get a nice workout. I do decline push-ups, and I have my 35-pound dumbbells. I have a dip bar that I can do dips with, and then I also have push-up bars I can do, or push-up dip bars that I can go deeper with. So yeah, I do those every single day. Then I come home anywhere from like 3:30 to 5:30 in that time frame. Rush to my gym. I have a gym at my place, and I'll do a proper workout and give it 35 to 45 minutes every single day, Monday through Friday. Saturday, Sunday, I generally will take my break, so you know, your body recovers. I do have a lot of issues with my right side, my right shoulder, and my my forearm. I have forearm splints, but goes with the territory. I do a lot of workouts, and so it's just gonna happen. A lot of people ask, because they know I'm hurting pretty bad, are you going to stop? No, I'm having this, vacation right now, and hopefully that'll heal up and I'm feeling much better, but I'm not stopping, so I'll figure out some ways around it. Some of the questions that I've been getting for a while is, you lost the weight really fast. Was it hard? And I kind of talked about that last video, and my interpretation of it was no. I was satiated all the time. So I was pretty happy with the results and the whole like give and take, all the workouts and how I felt. I was always fueled. I didn't feel like I was always hungry or anything like that. So worked out in my favor. Again, that's every mileage is going to be different. Not everyone's going to feel the same way. Some of the other questions are, with keto, can you keep doing workouts? Absolutely. There's nothing wrong with it, but you need to slow down once you start getting that low blood sugar, because again, you're with the keto diet. Well, keto, let's just call it a ketogenic lifestyle. For some reason, I'm having a brain fog right now. And with that, keto is big on having your fasting. You're fasting throughout the day, and I do that almost every single day. So natural fast when you're sleeping, of course, that's added, but I do about 15 to 16 hours a day. So from about 6:30 at night, I end it. So I eat my meal and then I'm done. And then until the next lunch at 11:30, and like I told you at lunch, I'll rush out there and eat something for 3 minutes. That entire time frame in fasting, I'm not eating anything. The only thing I'm getting is water. I'll have some black coffee or anything like that, but nothing sugar, nothing carb based. And that was, again, we're going by the keto part of it. For the 7 months that I've been doing keto, that just kept that going, and the body fat just melted off, especially with the workouts. Now I'm adding a little bit of nuts, so I'll have some nuts around 10:30 or 11. If I'm starting to get, maybe not the shakes, but I'm starting to get like the urge to eat something, and still do my workouts, and everything goes just like planned. But I just come home, I'll have some cereal, chocolate with the cereal, almond milk, a few other things. So then gradually the carbs start coming up, and then that's when I'm in the 35, 40 grams, and that's when I feel good. I'm throwing the muscle in there. So they're asking me, you went from this, which is the 166, but you're also getting bigger. So how do you do that? Well, again, adding those carbs, I went from 166 pounds, sorry, saying that incorrectly. And then now I'm stacking up to about, I think today it was 178. So all that was pure muscle. Just added on the body just because I'm doing a little bit more carbs. Same amount of protein, I would say. Yeah, about the same amount, but I'm adding those carbs in there, so it's just much easier for me to load the muscle. And I'm probably going to keep that lifestyle. I'm going to probably keep going with this. At worst, maybe I'll stop a workout, especially in the wintertime when it hits about 30 degrees or under. I may not work out for lunch, and we'll just have a winter workout only when I get to the gym when I get back home. So we'll see. Well, everything is up in the air. Other questions from you guys. Again, I already answered the one. Is it hard? Not in my interpretation from it. Your mileage may vary. Just back to that. What's some of the things I'm eating? So tons of protein based. Pork, beef, even bacon every once in a while, which is weird for me. I hate bacon. Just your everyday, anything fatty, which is weird to say. We're always the misconception of you can't have fat, it's bad for you. Well, if you're not getting carbs, fat is not bad for you. It's really good. It gets a lot of nutrition people don't realize in your system. Calcium, I don't want to get into it. You guys can look that up, but it's very good for you. So if you're doing keto, do not cut out fat. It is very important to eat tons of fat. But lots of meat, fatty meats, for the most part. Sometimes I'll do a turkey breast or a turkey sandwich. It's just not a sandwich, but a turkey patty, but not too much. And then with that, veggie wise, I still just tend to be with asparagus, broccoli, or I'll do Brussels sprouts. Those three, absolutely amazing. So I've liked those the entire time. I haven't really switched too much. And then fruit. That's one of the big questions I get. So, I hear keto, you can't have any sugars. That's not true. You just got to manage it. Keto is anywhere from 15 to 30 grams. So if you get into 30 grams, you're having fruit. You just got to be careful what type of fruit. So the ones I tend to stick with, generally just raspberries, strawberries, and blueberries. Generally raspberries though. I don't eat fruit a lot, maybe 2 or 3 times a week tops. So everyone can change that up accordingly. If you have to have that sweet tooth, have some. And then there's other things. They're asking me another question to get all the time. What if you want snacks? There's keto snacks, but generally if there's more than 3 or 4 ingredients, it's probably crap. Now, I personally do buy candies. I go to Costco and I'll buy some keto-friendly candies, which is not true. It's not completely keto, but I'll have 1 or 2 a week tops. I have one right now. It's like an almond joy, but just without the almonds, just mounds, I think it's called. And it's just coconut with dark chocolate on the outside, probably 8 grams, and it's this big. That's what she said. So it's really small, and I almost called it out again for the second time. Is it good? Nah, I don't, every time I look at it, I'm like, that's all it is, but just a quick little fun snack 2 or 3 times a week, who cares? Especially when you're start loading up with low carb, it's fine. I like it, I enjoy it, but again, mind you, I think for the first 3 or 4 months, get away from all those keto snacks. 1, most of them taste like crap, and 2, they have like 50 different ingredients you don't need in your body. Stay away from the oils and all that crap. But so I still tend to have pop. So the pop, I don't like big, wasn't even a big pop fan before, but I do have a craving for something sweet all the time. And so it used to be Olipop, but that one's like 16 to 18 grams of sugar. So I got away from that and I found a brand called Poppy, and I'm very excited to tell you guys about Poppy, not an advertisement or anything, but they are really good. Most of the pops I love. My favorite one is like this fake, or not fake, but it's a play on Dr. Pepper. Absolutely amazing, some type of cherry drink. Then they have cherry limeade, which is really good. Again, you guys can check them out, but those are only 8 grams of carbs, so you can get away with 2 or 3 of those a week, 100%, no problem. And it's a probiotic drink, so it's good for your stomach. So all the bacteria and stuff that in your stomach helps that out. So that's really good. What was else? Sugar-wise, like I said, candies and all that, I tend to stay away from the chips. Every once in a while I have a craving for popcorn, and on a weekend I'll have a popcorn, but it's like once a month tops. So, of course, popcorn has a lot of carbs. I don't do it very much, but dietary carbs in it. And then they ask me all the time, this is the confusing one, net carbs. Everyone is asking me about net carbs. That's probably the number 1 question I get all the time. Net carbs, what does that mean? So net carbs, let's just do the simple math. I can't 100% tell you if it's correct. Let me get my face in motion here again. So let's just take raspberries. I believe it's 8 carbs of raspberries, or in a serving of raspberries. So your net carbs are probably, let's say, I'm just probably throwing that out there, 8 carbs, raspberry, 4 carbs of fiber, and then the rest is just sugar carbs. So if it's 1 ingredient, you can get away with going with net carbs. That's the one I've heard from many doctors. If you want to go by net carbs, it has to have 1 ingredient. So let's go with raspberries, then it only has 4 carbs. So when you're eating a 8 carb serving of raspberries, you're only eating 4 carbs of sugars. That's very low. That's minimal, almost, it does not matter. So that's a good way to look at it, because you're taking 8 carbs of full sugar and 4 carbs of fiber, mixing them up, and it's in fiber carbs, or the fiber that's in the actual fruit, those burn a lot slower. And so that's why when they say net carb, you can take away the sugars from that net carb, but with 1 ingredient. So now you get into cereals or cookies or all the crap snacks, and they say, oh, these only have 5 or 6 net carbs in them, and you're doing the math that said 16 grams of carbs in this cookie, let's say, but it only has 4 or 5 net carbs. Well, they're trying to base the actual fiber that's in that cookie, and you can't. There's so many ingredients in there, it's just not true. So only with that evaluation, just do it with one ingredient, whether it's fruit, veggie, whatever, just one ingredient, then you can get away with taking the actual fiber away from the carbs that's in that actual ingredient. So other than that, just stay away from, if you want to lose weight really fast, work out and do the keto 100%, which is meat, veggies, and fruit, and very low amount of fruit every week, which is the slow burning ones, the ones that have tons of fiber, which is the ones that have tons of seeds, raspberries, blueberries, and strawberries. Okay, so fairly answered, not scientifically answered, but it helps form a basis of what is net carbs. See, what else are some of the questions I get? Well, you know, when I come back to a question or two I can think of, I'll answer those. But I do have one. I did a climb. That's going to be, I think, my next video, Bears Peak. And keto. Again, I do that whole ketogenesis, or the keto part of it, which is the fasting. Man, I keep messing that up, so another cut probably. When I fast, you can't do anything very, very intense, and that's the thing I had to learn with this whole thing. When I climb, I'm done with the whole keto for that day. So the story was, and you'll see it in the video, I'm not going to do too much of it right here, but we went to Bears Peak. It's a very hard climb, 2,600 feet of elevation in a very small amount of time. So it is huge. It's in the Flatirons, the highest mountain over here in the Flatirons in Boulder. You'll see pictures of it. So we climbed that, and I'm telling you, by halfway point, I was exhausted, nothing in the tank, getting dizzy. This would have been my 4th time going up Bears Peak, and I almost had to give up. And I never give up on anything, and this one was getting dangerous. Not like dangerous of I'm falling off a peak or anything, it's just I'm not doing very well. There's just no way I can keep going. So luckily I had some beef jerky. It's about 10 or 9:30 or 10 o'clock, and I just started eating those, and then boom, just woke out of that whole comatose of I am completely flat, no energy. So just be mindful when you're doing keto. If you're gonna do a climb or something crazy coming up, don't do keto that day. Get off of that. Have some carbs in the morning. So remember my last video where I had the pumpernickel or poppy seed in my teeth? Well, I knew we were gonna climb, and I learned my lesson from that. So we got a bagel from Moe's Bagels, and I had what was it called? Everything bagel or something, but poppy seed got in my teeth. Well, good, because I got the carbs in, and I felt fine for that climb, or not climb, but that walk up in the mountains, because you literally start at like 10,000 feet up there, so it's high. So you're breathing heavy, and it's still a couple miles that you're walking, so it's not for everyone. So just remember, carb up if you're doing something really intense. So that's just one I wanted to throw out there at you. I'm gonna have these every once in a while, maybe 2 or 3 a year, not too much, but you guys have questions sometimes that I need to write them down. I don't always remember the exact ones, but main ones are just like how do you lost it real fast, net carbs, a few other little ones I've already answered. So hope everyone's doing well. I'm going to keep this up. We'll have another one maybe 3 or 4 months going over the journey I've been doing.